You made this guitar?
Right.
Okay, so what is the body wood I'm...
That's alder.
This is alder, so
Yeah.
it's very similar to what I play normally.
And a Madagascar rosewood fingerboard.
So what that's telling me is that these pickups would go great in my... I like the middle position on strats in general. Right. I think it's the redheaded stepchild position, that people don't really use to great effect, but I love it.
I love that uses the middle pickup. Paul Simon has a guitar that only has a middle pickup in it.
Oh no.
And it's on volume control.
Perfect.
And that's it.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah. He's got this little sort of part of a pick guard, otherwise it's empty, and there's just a pickup sitting there. It's like this really bastardized looking thing, but when you listen to his recordings, you can hear that middle pickup strat sound.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's the warmth.
It's the warmth, but it's still got the clarity.
Yeah. That's fun.
That is cool. Yeah, totally.
These are great, man. I really like them. So you said these are the cleanest.
Yeah.
Now, when you talk cleaner, you're saying like that's the lowest output,
right?
In general, so it's not going to overdrive an amp as hard, or are your, I'll say, less clean sets, so they're going to be more aggressive in the mid-range?
More mid-rangey and throatier, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, these are going to be the shiniest, sparkliest set that we do. Herschel Yadovitz, I built him a guitar too, really custom crazy thing, and I really wanted them to let me know how these work. Let me see if we can get this, and so I started with the standard set, and I sent him a guitar with those in it, and he went, yeah, and it's not shiny and kind of ugly enough in the high end.
Okay.
Which, when I say ugly, he doesn't really mean ugly. He just means kind of like
really there. Yeah.
And so I said, all right, let me try one more time. And so we played around with it a bit more. And these are the clean wounds that ended up with that. So I put those in his guitar. He's like, oh yeah, okay. These are killers. And I got to go to a show and see him play Wicked Game.
Oh, nice.
On my guitar with my Shush Puppy.
That's awesome.
And I was sitting,
that's really
this is cool.
That's nice.
So,
yeah, these are great. I'm kind of I mean, I love the clean, I love that tone. I just don't use it very often. Sure. It's a nice sound, no doubt.
So for the blues thing, the thicker.
I think it's probably a lot of it is me. Again, going back to that whole, it's the thing that suits you. I tend to play a little bit more people have said it's pretty,
Okay.
for lack of a better word. But growing up in the '80s, playing like Randy Rhoads and Yngwie Malmsteen stuff, you get this certain kind of technique that I can't really get rid of now.
Right.
So I like that mid-focused, very precise tone when I play. If it gets really messy, and I feel like I have to play slow to make that work, and not that I play fast all the time, but when I do, I want something that can cope.
Okay.
I'll say so.
I got it.
That's where I run into problems with strats a lot of times. Is that a lot of strats are kind of a very scooped sound,
kind of
and
the nature of the beast.
which is cool on the one hand because you kick on a tube screamer and it's a nice marriage between the two, I'll say.
Right.
But at the same time, particularly like down on the low end, if I find myself down in that region of the neck, things will kind of really fart out, for lack of a better word, and the notes just don't come out clean anymore. So instead of where you're hearing every note in the sequence, you hear
just a pulsing.
and that's granted, I'm not going to play that on a blues gig.
Right.
I'm not really doing that kind of stuff on a blues gig, but if I'm playing a rock gig, which happens just as often, and I am going to do that, I'd like to be able to. You like to have it all there.
Sure.
And and every once in a while in Red House, that may have, that sort of stuff may have come out. I can neither confirm nor deny reports that type of playing has showed up in a slow blues. Like when I play down here, that is coming out. So of course you're not hearing what I was talking about.
Right.
But, you thump that, and it just sort of goes.
Like,
it
compresses.
it's like it's
squashed and
that's gone.
You lose the attack and focus the note.
Yeah. So, is that? I guess my question is that more a function of a pickup, an adjustment, or is it
Yes.
one of those? Yeah. Well, in fact, that brings up a good question too. Like, okay, why? Like, I see people talk about pickup height. Okay, like how high should I have it? How close to the strings? What's the general rule about how that works? Because I'll be perfectly honest, I don't know. I just turn the screw until I think, hey, that sounds cool.
That is totally legit. That is the way to do it. I wish everyone would do that. But we get that question all the time. How high should the pickups be? We have set numbers on the basses, and we say, well, we recommend this here and this here. I can't remember right now because I'm not the one that answers that question all the time. But pickup height is kind of a personal thing. These pickups need to be closer to the strings just so you get the most output
sound.
you can get out of them, right? And if you notice, they're not.
They are very close.
Shrinking.
I can see
they're
they are.
They're up there. But with a standard Strat pickup with one pole, big fat Alico 5 pole piece per string, if you raise, there's a phenomenon called stratitis. So if you get that neck pickup too close,
it'll pull the string.
The magnet pulls on the string and actually amplifies the string's movement, which makes it buzz.
Okay. I've actually heard that.
Certain notes will buzz more depending on harmonic placement, all that stuff. So you need to have the pickups a little further away. The bridge pickup you can put closer because that position has the least amount of string excursion, so it's going to make the least amount of volume. So the bridge pickup you want to have
nice and high,
fairly close to the strings usually.
Right.
That helps it balance with the other pickups. That's typically what I do. Is the bridge pickup's closest, and the neck and the middle are kind of in the similar ballpark, with the neck being a slight bit lower.
Yeah. So if I find that I'm like tucking this thing all the way to where it's almost to the pick guard, but that sounds good, that's okay.
Yeah, if it sounds good to you, that's totally legit. Yeah, okay. Absolutely. To describe it, I would say it probably gets thinner sounding. The closer to the strings, the more immediate, big, broad, powerful.
Yeah.
Obviously, because it's close to the string. it's going to sound. But some pickups have a magnetic field that sticks up above the poles, and you know, if you pull it down too far, the string's not going to get as much of that field.
Yeah.
And so you're not going to develop as much current in the coil. And so, you know, it's definitely
it's a factor, for sure.
a place where voodoo can be believed in.
Yeah,
because it's subtleties and it's not a scientific thing.
So if you know, if you're playing a strat and you're finding that, hey, this is maybe a little woofy, or you know, maybe this is overdriving or clipping something that shouldn't be, maybe a couple of turns and lowering it, that pickup
it's definitely worth trying.
Is worth trying. Yeah.
For sure.
Cool.
For sure. And then, you know, some guys are like the combo positions are how those sound are very dependent on where the coils are set, height wise.
Okay.
How much of each one of those you're getting.
So that's really, almost like a mix control there.
Exactly. You can really get finicky with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
I could see wasting a lot of time doing that.
Hey, as long as you're learning on your tone journey.
Exactly.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
As long as it's part of the journey.
Right.